You are watching Access LaPorte County Channel 97. Coming up next is the January 6th meeting of the Michigan City Fire Merit Commission. You can find more information for this meeting at www.accessleportecounty.org.
I'd like to call to order Michigan City Fire Merit Commission meeting. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call of officers. Let's see. President Mike Nyla, absent. Commissioner Doug Beige.
Present.
Mr. Deutscher, absent. Mr. Esbar. Present. And Mr. Adrian, present. Approval of last month's meetings.
Motion approved. Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion carried. All right, let's see. Communication claims. Is there any? No? No communication claims? Okay. Report from the City Council representative.
I have no report.
Beautiful. Report from the Commission Attorney.
It's been quiet, no report.
Beautiful. Report from the Chief.
Yep. Sure. Hope everybody had a good holiday, Christmas, New Year's, all that. So our run totals, I'll give you the start with the run totals for the month of December and then give you the total for the year. So for December of 2024, we had fire calls, we had 5, 318 emergency medical calls, 15 hazardous conditions, which were not fires, 3 service calls, 35 good intent, and 9 false alarms or false calls. And on those medical calls, Narcan was used 7 times. So that brings the total for 2010. Those numbers aren't going to add up. We got a total number of incidents was 389. We got about 4 in the system. They haven't made it, for the breakdown.
Right.
But the numbers I just gave you will equal 385. But we had a total of 389. So for the total for 2024, we have 4,994 calls, which is actually 249 over what we had for the year of 2023. So we're running more calls. Whatever that means to somebody. Means we're doing more work and so on and so forth. So January anniversaries, we have firefighter Christopher Gaines with 4 years and firefighter Kobe Roberson with 2 years. Next part I want to talk about, I got a letter here from our training chief, Will Sontag, and it's pertaining to one of our firefighters. We have a probationary firefighter. We got 2 probationary firefighters right now, and we got 2 that we're going to have a meeting on Wednesday. We got their medical stuff back for all their physicals, so that we can discuss them and then move them forward through PERF to see if they get accepted by PERF. And that should, once we send that off, it should probably take a couple 2.5 weeks to get word back and then get them started as long as they pass and there's no issues. So the reason why I bring that up is because I want to bring it up now instead of February, because the academy, the MAC over Valparaiso, will start on February 17th.
I'm going to get them in there before that.
And I don't know if you guys have a different plan as far as academies go, if you want to look at something else, but the MAC starts on the 17th. So it gives you time to figure out if we want to check somewhere else, see what they got going on. But either way, we're going to have to get these guys in the academy. And we have 4 that can go. If these other 2 pass, everything's cool. We'll have 4 that will be going to the academy, right? But this letter is regarding one of those that came from a career department. If you want me to read it, I can read it to you, but I'm going to give you a copy as well if you want me to go ahead and read it, or just hand it to you. But basically, our training chief, after assessing this firefighter, working with him and him being online, he does already have all the requirements that the academy is going to give him. And again, like I say, he's coming from a career department. He's already in perf and all that. So really sending him would just be a waste. It would create overtime for us.
All right.
Possibly create overtime for us by sending him, so we would lose him. But again, it's your decision to make. I'll give you a letter, and then you guys can make that decision and decide that, and let us know maybe at the next meeting if you want to. And then that way we can let him know. Like I said, the next meeting, I don't remember the exact date of the meeting.
February 3rd.
Is it February 3rd? And then, like I said, the academy starts the 17th, so we'll know in plenty of time if you're going to need him to go or not. But other than that, I think
Has he been to academy already?
he has.
Has he?
And training officer, if he was here, he could explain it better, but he puts it down here in his letter.
Right.
He's here. Was he? So if you have any questions about this individual for our training officer, Will Sontag is back there, willing to take questions.
Was there a gap in his service? Okay.
He worked on the career department at Cedar Lake for over a year before coming to us. He went through District 1 Fire Academy. He went through the EMT course. He has all the certifications. When he came here, I did a review of his skills. And I've been in contact with his officer online. And between the two of us, we've discussed, and he already has the minimum level that he would get at an academy. It would be better for him to stay here and learn our ways as opposed to going back to the basics that he already has a good solid foundation on. Again, it's up to you, your commission, you guys.
How long did he work over there?
A little over a year.
Yeah.
Well, he was on there for, I think, 3 years, but he was career for over a year.
Okay.
What reason would be there, where would there be for him to go again?
You guys wanted him to?
That's pretty much it.
I make a motion to allow him to continue forward without the training.
Second.
That way you have it. If you need me to make copies for you, I can get you copies. So if somebody has one, but
Yeah.
you have it.
There's a motion on the floor to accept them as it is. Any questions on it? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion carried.
And the one last thing is, we know that Mikey Nell's term was up on October 31st, I believe it was.
Right.
And Greg Deutsch's was up on December 31st. And when we opened, first time we opened for Mikey's spot, there was no nominations. So he just carries on until we open nominations again or whatever. So in December, we went to Board of Works, had them, they requested that they open up the nominations for those, our two positions, because they're both of our firefighter picks. Opened up the nominations. Once the nominations were over, the only nominations they had was one for Mikey, one for Greg. So they will retain their spots.
Beautiful.
They just, I don't know if they've set that up yet, but they'll just have to be sworn in. So just to let whoever know that may be interested, our two picks will stay where they're at for now.
Thank you.
Obviously, they're wherever, but, so, but yeah, so they're gonna remain, for us for now.
Good.
But other than that, I have nothing.
Well, thank you very much. I was going to bring you that article, but I forgot it. I was.
Somebody's got it.
Oh, but they probably plastered it on your door.
No, they didn't do that, but they
No.
did pull it out kind of way.
No, well, you get that later. All right.
Yeah, other than, yeah, I can't think of anything else right now. So.
Okay, is there anybody here from the union?
Nothing to report.
Nothing to report? Okay. Oh, let's see. Old business. Any old business? Any new business? Public comments? Wow. Commissioners' comments.
No comments.
I've got a couple things I wanted to ask you about your newspaper article.
I do have something that I totally forgot,
Sure.
and maybe you can give me a definite answer on the next meeting. I know it states in the ordinance, I can't remember the section. I'm sorry, I'm going back here.
That's all right.
And like I said, I don't need this right now, but it's just something that was kind of asked of me, and I 99.9% sure I know the answer. So let's say promotions come up, right? And let's just use me for an example. Let's say I'm number one on the list for, let's say, captain. captain position opens up. And I don't want to take it right now. I can pass on that and let the next person take the promotion. But when the next one comes up, let's say another captain position comes open, I'm still first in line, correct?
I didn't know
If I
you.
step aside and let the person behind me go, like let's say it's me and Deputy Chief Borders, we're both in line to be captain. And I pass and let him come on up because he's number 2. I'm like, I don't feel like taking it right now. And then he takes it and gets promoted. If and when the next captain promotion comes up, as long as it's still within that list,
Right.
the list, the current list, I get the first pick at it, right? I mean, I don't totally knock myself out of the room.
I don't think so.
No,
Yeah. I just,
I'll double check.
I know, I just want to make sure I read it right. I want to make sure, because that got brought up, somebody asked me that question, because I don't know if somebody's thinking about doing that or what. But I want to make sure that they don't,
Once waived, always waived.
I want to make sure they don't
No, right, I understand,
jinx
yeah.
themselves on this one, and like,
has that ever happened before?
I do remember, but I think that was right before I came on. I heard that there was an individual driver position came open, they passed on it, and they took the next one that came up, because that was the same list.
No, I understand, yeah, within the time limit.
Well,
Right. That's the only time since I've been on, I don't know of it happening.
I'm gonna ask our attorney to double check on
Yep,
that.
I'll check the ordinance.
Appreciate that.
Yeah,
Like I said, we don't have anything coming up until the end of next month anyway, but maybe if I can find out at the next meeting, that way I got a definite answer.
Right.
Like I said, I'm pretty sure that's how it's gonna work, but I also make sure that I didn't miss something in the wording that.
You guys write that down, then I won't have to.
I did.
I
Okay, thank you.
appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Okay, where are we at? Let's see here.
About newspaper article you were gonna say.
Right, but I was flooded here.
I mean, I've been in the paper before, so it's okay.
Old business, public comments. Okay, commissioner comments. The only thing I've got, I want to ask you about the condition of that fire truck that we want to get replaced.
Right.
Where is it stationed at?
Forward down to Cleveland and 20.
Okay, right down where the bucket truck's at.
Yeah.
Right there.
We got
Yeah.
20 down to Station 4,
Yeah.
south side.
It's not serviceable at all?
Oh, no, it's serviceable. I mean, we're still using it.
Okay.
It's just, what it is it gets a lot
It's
of.
10 years old, I think. He said in the paper, he said, or
It's 10, 12, or hitting close to.
older? Yeah.
It's, the thing
LaSalle?
is it's gotten to the point where it's been needing a lot of servicing.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we changed the turbo like 3 times last year or something
Right.
along those lines. And it's got some frame stuff going on.
Really?
That if we don't mess with it, if we leave it alone right now, the estimate is between the next 3 to 5 years, we will end up having to put somewhere upper 300,000, 400,000, and that's today's money.
Yeah.
You know what's gonna happen in the next 3 to 5 years. So you're looking at probably $400,000 to fix the frame.
Pick it up, put a new frame underneath it, put it back
Pretty
down.
much is what it will boil down to.
Right.
And the build-out times of the trucks right now, you're looking at roughly 3 years, give or take a couple months.
Wow.
So if we were to order the truck, get the truck in order, we're not gonna get it for roughly 3 years, which would be right about the time frame that
Yeah.
that thing's gonna end up probably needing some work done. And our spares, along with that, the 2 spares we have, the spare engines, those are almost 18 years old.
Wow.
So we really,
I didn't realize the fleet was that old.
yeah, it's, got some old trucks. So we're trying to replace engine 4, and the idea is obviously to make it a
Oh, I
spare.
understand, yeah.
But again, with the frame situation, who knows what kind of shape that's gonna be in the next 3 to 5 years, if it's even gonna be usable as a
Did
spare.
anybody look there, check it out, Magnaflux, if there's any cracks or anything like that?
From what I understand from Deputy Chief Reback, who handles the vehicle situation, he's the one that passed the information along to me. They had somebody come out and
Inspect it?
Pierce, was it either Pierce McQueen? I don't know if anybody knows. It came out and actually looked at it, and that's when we got the information from the manufacturer. That said, yeah, you got some issues going on, and if you don't mess with it. I think it's just rust.
Northern
And
Indiana.
all the salt.
Yeah.
So we'll see what goes on, we'll see what happens.
Okay, I didn't realize it was that bad a shape.
Yeah, it's getting there. It's been used, we've got our money's worth out of it. It's just time to get something a little safer and a little more reliable.
Okay, thank you. Any other commissioner comments? No. Someone like to entertain an adjournment?
Motion adjourned. Second.
All those opposed? Motion carried. Thank you.